Guys, I found a movie theater and it looks really good. The downside is we have to go in before sunrise since it's downtown. How did I find it? I'd better tell you his story. It first opened in the early 1950s during tough times. The Spanish Civil War had ended years before, but the country faced severe hardships during the post-war period. Shortages, famine, diseases. But there was a place where they could still escape from the harsh reality, like the movie we're going to watch today. A place highly valued by the neighbors every afternoon. A delicious aroma of popcorn filled the main street, which tempted people to walk through its doors. It even gave the town a certain charm. People from nearby towns came excitedly, imagining what movies would be showing on the billboard. Unfortunately, due to the depopulation the town suffered throughout the 90s, its large theater stopped filling up. As a result, it closed its doors at the end of the 90s. More than 20 years later, we are reopening the dusty doors of this dream factory. First, I want to show you the ticket booths where tickets were sold. Look, it still opens. We can't be too loud here since the street is right behind us. It's a small town and there are people outside. And we have an entrance. Outside there's a bunch of tickets right here. I'll show them to you now. There's all that. Those are tickets. And here are the different tickets they had. Box seat, orchestra seat, amphitheater. And what you see here, we'll leave it for the end of the video. It's pretty curious that it's in a movie theater and you'll see it later. Everything there is a wine cellar. There are a lot of old bottles. We'll leave that for the end of the video and let's continue with the theater. This is the bar counter, so to speak, where you would buy your drink, your popcorn, and from here you'll get a better view of what the bar counter was like. You can feel the padding it used to have. I'm going to show you one of the bathrooms. As you can see, all the doors are pretty well padded. This bathroom is very intact. Now I'm going to show you a bit of the outside. Let's see if you can notice what you see there. Right here is where they would put the movies that were showing at the time to advertise them. As you see, we're in a small town. And from here, we would go straight into the cinema. Here we have the cinema. This is the main hall. Now I'll take out the flashlight so you can see it better. Well, and here we have the stage and the screen to project the movies because they would also put on theatrical performances. Here is the motor that moves the curtain. But the curtain, unfortunately, is no longer here. It would go all along this part up here. The theater was large for a small town. Now we're going to go down to one of the dressing rooms, which had direct access to the area up here. And look, what a cool mirror. And here we assume that this is a machine for heating. And all of this here seems to be like decorations. This is painted as if to make decorations on the back. As a background, let's say. The thing is, they won't open because they're too stiff. We found a small room that's full of beer bottles, but look what we found here. And they're like movie scenes, like posters, Passenger 57, like to promote the movie or something like that. The underdeveloped. These are made of cardboard. The first one was made of paper, but these are already made of cardboard. They're all from different movies. The Great Snail. Many interesting things are being created. From the bar area, there were stairs that went up to the upper part, which I think is the upper part. That's what was called the amphitheater, because we've seen several amphitheater entrances. From there, we have a storage room that's empty, the projection room, which has two pretty cool projectors and movies. And over here we have the entrance to the amphitheater, which we're going to go see. This is the amphitheater area. And this is full of pigeons, the whole ceiling is full of pigeons. And here we have the area where the projectors would come out. Now we're actually in the projection room. Down here they had all the films where they would rewind the movies and so on. And we leave. Like that. The movies would start before 3, 2, 1, and the movie would begin. And this was for rewinding. Yes, that's how we should rewind the movie. What happens is that it's not properly attached. A poster of a movie, Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson. Look at this right here. April 1982. Thursday the 8th at 11, Friday the 9th at 6:30. Did they tell you which movies were playing? Bloody Valentine? We're going to the projector area, which we have right here. It's amazing. Here we have a movie. And here we have the projector's functions, what each thing was for. A record player. I imagine that through all of this here, all these rollers, the film would go. And this is the bigger one of the two. How cool! Wow, and a sign. Don't yell at me, I can't see you. It says 1989 there. They had a small bathroom here, so that the person projecting the movies wouldn't have to go out. And there's a movie here too, but that's huge. I imagine this was probably for decoration. Oh, look where the movie was going. Up here? And then it would come out through here. And through here, I guess this is where it was projected. That's where the lens is. How cool. Well, let's keep looking at parts of this theater. Check out the posters we found, the Linares Fernando Esteso and Andres Pajares. And another billboard from April '82. Ah, okay, that's the same as before. And here we have a Rocky IV. This is from 1986. I didn't know the Rocky IV movie was that old. And Back to the Future. Well, let's go to the storage room that this theater had, and I'll show it to you. The storage room is just behind the counter. I imagine that this building, before it was a theater, must have been something else, because it doesn't really make sense to me that a theater would have a storage room like the one we're about to see now. We need to be careful since this whole area is half collapsed. It's really deep and keeps going down further here. And here we can already see some bottles. I think these were cold jars, if I'm not mistaken. Here they had a well over there. The camera doesn't fit through there, but there's a well there. Look how big the cellar is. It looks like the theater's foundations. And here are the remaining bottles. Shine. These are beers. Check out these Trinarancho bottles. I've never seen this before. Trinaranjos. And here is already the crowd. Due to the humidity, I think most of these boxes have probably fallen apart. Look at those bottles of Cruz. Cruz Orange. It would be like a Fanta, and there are a lot of boxes of those. Well guys, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I had a great time. If you liked it, please give it a like and I'll see you next time. See you next time.